Japanese ceramic traditions lie in lower temperature-fired earthenware. The most important of these is Jomon ware. The piece that we have in the collection is from the mid-Jomon period, which is roughly 2500 to 1500 BC. Jomon takes its name from these ceramics and literally means rope design, which is the patterns and the motifs which cover the surface, representing ropes and dragons, and that era's association with Shinto nature worship. That tradition was taken throughout Japanese history and particularly became popular with the advent of the tea ceremony during the 15th and 16th century, where tea practitioners greatly admired the aesthetic of the Wabi-Sabi idea. Wabi referring to beauty found in imperfection, and Sabi, the beauty that an object attains through loving care and use. Bizen is one of the most famous kilns to this day in Japanese ceramics, and the examples we have display this interaction of the firing with nature, where the potter really had a collaboration with nature and the fire and the kilning process, which put these wonderful sort of natural patinas on the surface of the clay. The round vessel has ash which is settled onto the surface and put a darker colour at the top near the rim, and the large tall bottle which has a shadow in the centre, which is created by putting a clay guard in front of the object that prevents the energy of the fire hitting that area, and that shadow has remained protected. On another circular vase, this magnificent, powerful design created by straw being wrapped around the surface and bound. When it was placed in the kiln, the straw burnt away, imbuing this wonderful patination across the surface of the object. The other famous kiln of the time was Shiga, which we have this magnificent 16th century example on display here. Shiga ceramics were famous for the type of natural ash glazing that dribbles down the surface. They were using red pine tree wood within the kiln itself. The ash from that blew across and landed on the surface of the vessels, liquefied and dribbled down the surface, creating these beautiful green dribble designs. The two magnificent 20th century kimonos behind me, designed by the artist Serizawa Keisuke, reference these historic traditions of ceramics and calligraphy. Thinking of the dribbling glaze down the surface, Serizawa used this to create this wonderful sort of glazed or dribbling type of design. The pattern on the adjoining kimono consists of clusters of calligraphic characters that include tsuki, the moon, hana, flower, and ki, tree. Serizawa is said to have believed that wearing apparel inscribed with these characters would impart the magical power of their words.